Yes, sir. What's up, boys? We back with another video. And in this video, I'm going to cover what you can expect from the Philadelphia 76ers heading into the 2021 season. So in this video, I will cover 5 topics: off-season contracts, free agency strategy, draft strategy, a trade rumor that I heard to give the 76ers a superstar, and questions going into the next season. So by the end of this video, you will know who the Sixers are keeping and letting go, who they're targeting in free agency, who they're targeting in the draft, what the trade is that will bring them a superstar, and you will know the questions going into next season. So before I get into it, make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to grow this channel. I drop new NBA videos every single week. I cover every team in the league. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Check up on the channel, come back every other week or so and see what videos I've uploaded. So make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel. Been getting a lot of good feedback. I've been covering the NBA for 2 decades now, so without any more delay, let's get into these 5 topics for the 76ers. So first, let's see who the 76ers are keeping and who they're letting go. I've been doing research for the past hour now, so I've been looking at all the contracts and shit. So on the team, the 76ers have $145 million in salary. The salary cap is $109 million. The luxury tax is $132 million. So the Sixers are one of the most expensive teams in the league, and they're already over the luxury tax. So on the team, they have Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, Al Horford, Furkan Korkmaz, Josh Richardson, Mike Scott, Zaire Smith, Matisse Thybulle, and Shake Milton. So free agents on the team, they have Glenn Robinson, Alec Burks, Raul Neto, Kyle O'Quinn, and then 3 other scrubs. So of their free agents, they're probably going to let them all walk except for Alec Burks and maybe Norvel Pelle, just to have another rim-running big man on the team, just in case anything happens to Joel or Al. They'll probably keep Pelle. And they're probably going to keep Alec Burks because he's a 40% three-point shooter and he can ball handle. That's what the Sixers need right now, is ball handling and playmaking. I expect the Sixers to make a lot of moves this year because they hired Doc Rivers as a coach. And they also hired Sam Cassell as an assistant coach. And they hired Daryl Morey, one of the best GMs in all of basketball, to be their new GM or their new president. I'm not sure. The Sixers front office is a bit confusing. So a lot of good things happening for the Sixers. So that's who they're keeping and who they're letting go. Now we're going to move into topic number 2, which is free agency. In the free agency, as I told you, the Sixers are capped out. So they're going to work with the taxpayer mid-level exception, which is worth $5.7 million. So they're going to look to sign a playmaker / ball handler / shooter, or they're going to look to sign more of a shooter with a little bit of defense. So these are the names that I hear rumored that the 76ers can afford in free agency that do those roles. So Kyle Korver, DJ Augustine, Alec Burks, Isaiah Thomas, Trey Burke, Marco Bellinelli, Alonzo Trier, Goran Dragic, and Jay Crowder. Of those names, my favorite names for the Sixers are Alonzo Trier, Goran Dragic, and Jay Crowder. I feel like Trier has a lot of upside. I feel like Dragic, he's a vet that can perform well in the playoffs for you guys. You can play him on a lineup with Ben or without Ben. And then Jay Crowder, he's just the ultimate 3-and-D piece. He shoots about 35% from 3. His defense is immaculate. He really gives his all in the playoffs, so shout out to Jay Crowder. I think the Sixers could do well with any of these players that are rumored. They haven't really said who they want to go after specifically, so we have to wait and see. But I think any of these names would be good for the Sixers. Now we're going to move into topic 3 of 5, which is the draft. So going into the draft, the Sixers actually have a lot of picks. The Sixers have the 21st pick, the 34th pick, the 36th pick, the 49th pick, and the 58th pick. Now, I don't expect the Sixers to use all these picks. What I expect is maybe the Sixers will use 2 or 3 of these picks and then trade the rest to either trade for a higher pick in this year's draft or trade them for future picks in the future draft. So these are the things that the Sixers need to draft. They need to draft a ball handling and shooting point guard. They need to draft a shooting wing. So these are the names that I found for the point guard. These are the names being rumored: Grant Riller, Tyrell Terry, and Cole Anthony. Any of those 3 guys would be great for the Sixers. Point guards that can all shoot. They can play make a little bit, and they're pretty mature. Cole Anthony, he's not as mature as the other 2 guys, but he has a very high upside. So those would all be good point guards for the Sixers. I'm sure they'll get one of them. And for regards to the shooting wing and shooting guard, the names that I'm seeing is Desmond Bane. He's a 44% three-point shooter. Josh Green, he's a 35% three-point shooter with great defense. And then Elijah Hughes, he's a 34% three-point shooter that can kind of play make. Now, regards to these three, Elijah and Josh Green, they both are more so defensive players with a 35% shooting. I feel like the Sixers already have enough defensive-minded wings like Josh Richardson and Matisse Thybulle. I think they're better off going for a guy like Desmond Bane, who shoots 44% from three. Like, the Sixers would love that. That's a guy that can play alongside a guy like Korkmaz and help space the floor for Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, which is something they really need. So that's topic number 3. Now we're going to go into topic number 4 of the 5, which is the trade rumor that's been going around for the past week or so that would bring the Sixers another star. So the trade rumor is Ben Simmons for James Harden. Let me know in the comments who you guys think says no to this trade. Do the Rockets say no or do the Sixers say no? It's already been publicly stated that Tim McMahon from ESPN said that the Rockets aren't interested in this trade, but I still think that it's an interesting idea, and I want to know who you guys think says no to this trade. Let me know in the comments. Who do you think says no to this trade? Does Philly say no, or does the Rockets say no? Having Harden with Embiid would be very interesting. So that's the trade rumor. We're going to the 5th and final topic now, which is questions going into the next season. So what do the 76ers front office need to do to build around Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid to potentially win a championship? Let me know in the comments what do you guys think they need to do to build around Joel and Ben Simmons. You have a great team, a great core of stars. Now, what do you think they need to do to build around these two guys? My second and final question. If it doesn't work out this season and the Sixers disappoint in the playoffs again, should they trade Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid? Which one of those guys should they trade? Do you think they should trade either of those guys? Because it's been a few seasons now. If it doesn't work out this season, I think you're going to have to start looking at trading one of those guys. So let me know in the comments which one of those guys you think they should trade. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. I drop new videos every week. Check the channel. I probably have more Sixers videos up right now. Anyways, that's it, guys. Peace.